Good evening, everyone, and welcome to NMP Talk Show. Today, we're talking about something very simple, but one of the best things to ever happen to humankind. We're talking about water. Wait, before you ask a question, what is there to talk about water? Let's welcome my co host first, Figile Nkosi. Figile, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Noah. Thank you for hosting us today again. It's a beautiful Monday. You said water, and I'm like, what about water? But before we actually get into this and introduce our guest speaker today, let's welcome everybody who's watching us. We are live on our platform, Riverside FM. We are live on TikTok, we're live on Telegram, and on Twitter. Am I correct, Noah?
Yes, Telegram, Twitter. Yes, we are.
Yes. Tell us, what is it about? What are we talking about today?
All right. We're talking about water. I hope you have a glass of water next to you there.
I
Then
had to go get a
you,
glass of water
you
because you
can
said
sip.
water and the importance. I was like, I wanted to be viewed as that
Yeah,
person because
yes,
I've got water on my side. Eh?
definitely. So, did you know, Figile, that a human being is made up of 70% of water?
It's news to me. I only heard it from you today. Eh?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Now, imagine
I
if
didn't know that.
we are made of 70% of water.
Hmm.
And we have water all around us and we don't drink it. What's going to happen to us? But we do have an expert to tell us more about that. I'm not one, but I host experts on my show.
Yes.
This is the time that we want to welcome Doctor, welcome to our show, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Neo. Thank you,
All right.
Figile.
Yes.
My name is Dr. Moreko. I'm a South African, born in South Africa, qualified in South Africa, worked in South Africa, and presently I'm working in the UK. I've been here for over 21 years now.
Wow.
Uh, Missing home. Hopefully, one day I'll come back home. We hope things will get better so that we are able to come back home.
Doc,
So,
you're South African, hey? 21 years.
I didn't want to say this now. You know what? When he says it's over, it's 2 decades now. I mean, I will never regard myself as a South African. Eh? But one thing I like about you, Doc, before we proceed, you still have our South African accent.
Yeah.
yes, South Africa for me is still home, and I'm a raw South African, so I don't think I'm one of those who change my accent.
You as raw as they come.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
so Doc, let's talk about this very interesting subject, water. You being a doctor, um, I think you can tell us a little bit more on why we do need to take water, why water is beneficial to us. Do you care to dig into that?
Yes. Now, also, I just want to clarify that I'm a dentist by profession, so at least that should be
Okay.
clear. Yes.
Okay.
So
And that's why we need water
I'm a
to brush our teeth.
health who's interested in. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm a health professional who health has always been my interest,
Mm.
and I've seen a lot of people struggling with their health, and I've always been one of those who are fanatic about health. And surprisingly, even in medical or dental school, we were not taught much about water, which is surprising that a human being is 70 to 80% water. So you would think that something along that lines will be discussed and will be clarified, and it's something that would be interesting to learn and to know. But I've learned this through fellow colleagues of mine when they obviously came to me and shared this information with me. And you're probably uh, familiar with the term water is water. Most of us would believe that water is water. You don't see
It's
any
just
difference in water.
Mm-mm.
It looks the
yeah.
same. All of it looks the same.
Mhm.
But there's different types of waters. and there's different types of benefits from different types of waters. So water is important because we are 70%, and every part of our body, every organ, every cell, for it to function effectively, optimally, it needs water. And generally, doctors say you must drink at least 2 liters a day, but most
That's
people
the
don't.
minimum.
That's the minimum. That's the average that doctors say you should drink. But normally,
Okay.
you should drink according to your body weight.
Please elaborate on that one, Doc.
Yes. What is normally is suggested is that you should drink at least half, equivalent to half your body weight or two-thirds of your body weight, because that
Okay.
actually is important, because you rehydrate yourself very well. And all the time,
Mm.
as human beings, we are very active. We end up losing our water through various ways, through doing our number ones, through sweating. So activities that we do, we continuously lose water. But
Mm.
in all, averagely, most people don't drink water enough. If I were to ask how many glasses of water did you have today?
I'm one of
I'm one
them.
of those. Hopefully today it will change.
But yes, hence we've got Doctor today. It's because we want to make the change, and the
Yes.
change will start with me and you now today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, doctor, you said you were introduced to the this by your colleagues, talking about water, and amazingly, when you were studying, you were not taught in depth about water and the benefits of it. We just know water is water, like you said with the expression. But what have you come to know this stage about water that you want to share with us?
Yes. What I want to share with you is that there's different types of waters. There's tap water, there's bottled water, there's filtered water like reverse osmosis, and then obviously some people are still drinking well water in some areas. So some river water. So there's different types of waters that people are drinking. And there's also what we call Kangen water, which
Yeah.
is complete different to any
Just a
type of
moment.
water that we.
I'm hearing
Yes.
some sound, audio
I heard
coming.
some sound. I had to check as
Sound
well
to-
if it
Yeah.
was coming from me.
Is it from me?
I'm not sure. I don't know where it
Stop
was
now.
coming from, but
No,
it's quiet now.
it's quiet now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Doc.
Yeah,
So,
so Kangen water is completely different. So Kangen, the word Kangen basically means, it's a Japanese word which means going back to origin.
Oh,
So
that's
it means that
Kangen.
we are, yes, Kangen. So going back to origin, it means really putting our body where it belongs, giving it the right type of water so that
Mm.
our bodies, our cells can function optimally. So this is a technology that was discovered. It was first researched by Russians in the 1950s, but Japanese perfected it in the 1950s, and ultimately they managed to do commercial ionizers, which they did put in their hospitals. And that's why the Japanese are the number one in terms of health and longevity.
mm,
So
Mm.
now 1 in 5 families in Japan have this technology to filter the water and ionize it. So Kangen water, it means it's completely ionized, filtered ionized water.
mm,
So the ionization is a process that occur naturally. It's a copy of nature. So there were countries which had this special water flowing from their mountains, like Hunza Valley in Pakistan, and one of the places, Lords. They have this special water that is hydrogen rich. So Kangen water is ionized hydrogen rich water. I would like to share some information with you that would actually
Please
help in terms of playing a video so that we can have more questions out of the video.
do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sharing this on for the first time on Telegram. Hopefully, it's easy to use. And
So you can share your screen there. So while you're trying to share the video there, so this ionization, does it need a special machine for it? Does it need a special process in doing it?
yeah, it needs a special machine.
Okay. So for how long have you been using the water yourself?
It's now over 3 years now. I joined this around 2019, 2020, early on.
Okay. So we do have audience connecting from Telegram. Welcome on Telegram. While we're waiting for Dr. Moreko to share the screen, I want to welcome you. Also want to welcome those that are connected on Twitter. We also connected on TikTok, isn't it?
Yes.
So you
Yes,
please
we are.
welcome those on TikTok if they can hear me too.
You are welcome to share your questions if you've
Yes.
got any based on what you're hearing. We are talking about water and its importance today. Dr. Moreko is gonna actually elaborate this to us as to why is it important. He
Mhm.
said different waters. I just knew water is water,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
they say there's different waters. There's tap water. There's the one you said it's a Kangen water.
Yeah,
Kangen water.
yeah.
Kangen water,
I
yes,
think
which means
I,
going back to the origin.
So if you are on Telegram, you have a feature there to raise your hand. Just right there at the bottom, you see a human hand. Raise your hand there if you want to comment. If you want to say hi to the doctor as well, you're more than welcome to. And we also have audience on Riverside. If you want to comment, you have a chat box. You can use the chat box to send a message, and if we are able to invite you on screen, we'll do so that you can share your experience as well. Wow, that's very interesting, Doc.
Very, very. I'm thinking, you know what? We always thought bottled water is clean.
Yeah.
that's what we all thought. We thought bottled
Yeah,
water is cleaner than tap water. I used to drink over
and
2 liters
safer.
every morning. I would via the supermarket and get a 2 liter before I go to work, and then just
Hmm.
have that daily, not knowing that I'm not making any difference. And one
Different.
of the struggles that I have personally, it was constipation and itchy
Hmm.
skin. Even if I had normal bottled water for 2 liters, it wouldn't make any difference. I still struggle with constipation. When I started changing my water to Kangen water, all my constipation issues gone, all my skin issues gone. I think the most important thing I want to emphasize is that we are now living in a chemical world, almost chemicals in every area of our lives, in our water, in our food, in our environment. So the three important things for optimum health is clean water, clean air, and clean food. And you could see that with Kangen water, you can even clean your food. All the pesticides from your food, you eat clean, you drink clean. Even the cleaning in the house, you can detox your house without any chemicals because we have what we call 2.5, which is very effective in killing any bacteria in your surfaces.
In the house.
So
Hmm.
I think out of the video, you might be having questions, which I will be able to address if there's any.
Yeah. If you're connecting on Telegram, hopefully you were able to hear the streaming of that video. If you have any questions, please you can raise your hand there, and we'll connect you with the doctor. Also on Riverside, if you have any questions, you can type your question on the chat bar there, and then we can read it to the doctor there. So while we're waiting for questions, doctor, do you have testimonies? Do you have people who have used? I mean, you just related now that you've benefited from drinking this
Mhm.
water. Do you have more people that would say this is what happened to me before I was drinking Kangen water, and now I'm taking Kangen water? There's a huge transformation in my life. Do we have those people that we?
Yeah, we do actually. These are the people who started drinking water by sharing with somebody, getting water from somebody else. And now
Hmm.
today they've got their own machines because they saw the difference and they realized that we cannot do without this. So one of them is Komoso and it's Imelda. Komoso, I think there's a third person you probably know. Is Komoso here?
Oh wow, she was connected just now. She lost connection.
Okay,
We
Imelda,
have
is
Imelda.
Imelda here? Yeah,
Okay, let me
Imelda,
unmute.
can give us a testimony.
Yes, Imelda, you can unmute yourself, please, if you can. Okay, while we're waiting for Imelda to unmute, we do have one Lucas Mudau. Okay, Lucas Mudau, you can unmute yourself, Lucas, and welcome to NMP Talk Show. Do you have any questions, comment, or any
Good,
testimony?
good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you?
We are fine, sir, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I had to come in because I could see that Humut and Imelda were not coming in with the testimonies.
Hmm.
I'm one of the people that has a testimony.
Okay, please share with us.
Okay.
2020 February, I started being very ill. I didn't understand what was going on. March, that was the time when COVID came through, and I remember I was on a holiday in Cape Town with my family, and then I just lost. I was unconscious, sweating, and confused. I thought it was COVID. It was early days. Did the test, was negative. Came back home. I'm in Mpumalanga, in South Africa, Mpumalanga, and it happened on several occasions. And until when my doctor referred me to an ENT specialist, he said, "Look, you've got a serious bout of acid reflux." And when he looked at my vocal cords, he said there's some nodules, if I'm pronouncing correctly, that are growing that could become cancerous because of this acid reflux. I couldn't even sleep on my right hand side for almost 6 months. So from March until August, I was completely out. I couldn't work. I work as an optometrist, and around about 2 o'clock, I'll be tired and out of it. And I was very anxious and scared because it was during the COVID at home and all that. So I had Dr. Gloria, who's in UK. She's a sister to me. I said, "This is what's happening." She said, "You need Kangen." I said, "What is that?" She said, "It's the machine that takes out water, Kangen water." I said, "Water is water." She said, "No, that's what we thought." And quickly they arranged for me to go to Johannesburg. It's 2 hours drive. I drove because when she was so sure that this will help you with your acid reflux, so I said, "Oh, let me believe it." I traveled to Joburg, got my first 2 glasses of water, collected 20 liter, came back to Carolina, which is 2 hours drive. And after 3 days, I phoned her back. I said, "Sis, I'm feeling headache and I'm feeling like, I'm dizzy and all that." I said, "Yes, it's working. Drink some more." 3 days after that, I was like a different person altogether. And I was like, "No, maybe it's just, just a fluke." She said, "Okay, go back to Joburg. There's another lady who's going to loan a machine to you for 2 weeks. Take it home, connect it, have the water." And believe you me, it was the 3rd of September 2020, the first day that I had a taste of Kangen. And believe you me, I'm no longer having the acid reflux. I can sleep any side, either side, and I was already on early treatment for arthritis. In my early 40s, I just started having elbows that were very sore. My knees were starting to trouble me. And if I wear something tight, I wouldn't wear it the whole day because my elbows will be very sore. The doctors gave me what's this Puricos tablets that are normally because the uric acid is too much in my system. I have stopped that for over a year and a half. I'm not using any medication. I haven't been to the doctor in the longest time. And yes, I'm definitely sure that the Kangen water works. After that, I had to buy my own machine
Oh wow.
Wow.
because it was just amazing. I had to invest in my own machine.
Sure. That's amazing. We also have one Taboho. You've raised your hand there. Y- Okay, all right. There was a mistake. Imelda, are you able to unmute yourself? Komoto, you also can unmute yourself and share your experience there.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Welcome to NMB
Hello,
Talk
hello,
Show.
hello. Thank you so much.
And
This day at last came. You know what? Kangen water. If you didn't use it, you'll think maybe we are crazy or something. I didn't have energy to clean my own house. I had a backache and I struggled when I clean the house, only to clean the house. I don't know how to explain that. It's like I was I was I was struck by something. But after starting using Kangen water, I can clean my house. I can do the laundry. I can cook same day, and I feel good. And the energy, you won't believe. People they think I'm young, but I'm not. And I had a bleeding gums by using one of the type of Kangen water, the pH 2.5. I stopped bleeding in my gums. So I'm so happy about Kangen. Is so many testimonies that I have from people that I have given the water, and then I bought the machine. I didn't even waste time to after tasting the water. Then I take all the money I was supposed to use for some other things. I said no, I must invest in the machine. So I'm I'm helping so many people. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for your experience,
thank you very
Komodo.
much.
And
Thank you.
do we have another one to share a testimony, Imelda?
Hello, sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
you,
Imelda and Joseph.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Imelda, Joseph, and Joe Cheney, Joseph Toteti and Joe Cheney.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Imelda seems to be struggling to unmute herself. We have Spilisile, I think. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing the word right. Spilisile, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Hello.
loud and
Welcome
clear.
to NMB Talk Show.
Okay, my name is Imelda. Thank you.
Oh, well,
I'm so excited to have joined this talk show. My testimony before I got Kenyan water, I was sick from 2017. I would get bloated. I will be very sick. My back will be in pain, and then I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. Most of the time I would always be in bed because I was very, very tired. I got fatigue seriously. And then I went to all the doctors, I tried all the doctors, they couldn't see what was happening. And then in 2018, we went to a specialist at Glenwood, and then the specialist gave me the letter to go to Donald Gordon to see the urologist. Then I went to see the urologist in 2018, and then Dr. Pemenia took me for CT scans. They admitted me, took me for CT scans. Then that's when they found out that I had bladder cancer.
Hmm.
Then after that, and then I started taking the treatment for bladder cancer. Fast forward 2019, my husband passed away. No, before my husband passed away, 2019, early February, I got sick. I couldn't wake up. in bed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And then my sister-in-law came and then took me to a neurologist. When I went there, she took some tests and then she said, I need to go for an emergency operation. And then because bladder cancer had affected my spinal cord at that time, I did an emergency operation, and then the doctor said I mustn't walk at least for 2 months. I stayed, I couldn't walk for 2 months, and then after 2 months, I lost my husband whilst I was in debt. And my husband was healthy, was fine, and then that on its own drove me worse. I got very sick. I couldn't do anything. Then fast forward 2020, I felt better. 2021, then it came. I started getting sick again. 2021 May, and then I couldn't wake up in bed. I was very fatigued, very sick again. And then I decided to go back to my neurologist because we had a lockdown. I couldn't go and see the specialist, do all the tests. Then 2021, I had to go back. And then he said, there's a big problem. There's a serious problem. You are in stage 3 bladder cancer now. He took me to hospital, and then when he checked me, he found 14 tumors. And then he removed those tumors. After that, he said to me, I will need to start to do the chemo. It was 2021 October. And then he said, November, I must come, before I did the chemo, I must come again for another test. I did another test, and then he got more tumors. That month, he found 14, and then the next month, when I came back, he had 8 tumors again. And then he said, I must start with the
chemo.
What's this? With the chemotherapy. Then, but now he said to me, the treatment that he wants to give me, it's expensive and it's very scarce. And then we'll start 2022 January. 2022 January, we couldn't find the treatment. It was January, February, March, April. I couldn't stand the pain by that time. I wasn't walking. I was always in bed, very, very sick at that time. My left side was completely dead at that time. And then I called him, and then he gave me he said I must come and do the chemo, but he didn't find the specific type of chemo that he wanted me to do, to use. And then he used another type of chemo. I was worse. I did it for 6 months. It made me very, very worse. I couldn't wake up at all. And then after my chemo, he took me back for a checkup in July last year. I got more tumors even after I did the chemo. And then at that time, I couldn't do anything. He said to me, I must come again in September, in September, in August, for another chemo, for a second chemo.
Okay, Sis Emelda, just for the benefit of time, so when did you start using Kangen water, and what were the benefits of it?
I want to, I'm like that, sorry. I started drinking Kenyan water at that point in time, because I started Googling, checking what is it that can help me. And then I got hold of Kenyan water, and then I called Mev came, and then she brought me Kenyan water. It was the 14th of September last year, 14th of August last year. I started drinking Kenyan water. After 3 days, I was better. 5 days before my second chemo, I could walk. 5 days before my chemo. And then after that, I asked her to, I called her, and then I said, my water is finished. Can she please get someone to bring me water? And then she introduced me to Mam Khumuso. Mam Khumuso gave me water. I started drinking Kenyan water. Within a week, I called Mev. I said, I need to buy the machine. Within a week, I bought the machine, and then in a month's time, I received my machine, and then the rest is history.
Wow, we're happy that you're still alive and are able to tell a story. These are very encouraging stories, experiences that you are relating. So we can definitely see that water is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Although from not having enough knowledge, we just thought water was water. But today we're
Mm-hmm.
able to see that the different types of water. We always went for bottled water from the shops, thinking that they were better, only to find
Safest.
that because things are very commercialized, the standards are reduced, and we buying death. I don't know if I'm going to get in
Imagine.
trouble for that, but doctor, thank you so much for relating these stories, life stories of people who were helped with Kangen water, and you also are a living testimony of it, as you have mentioned. So water is life, and that we can see. So because we have run out of time, any closing remarks from you, doctor?
Yeah, so what you have heard, the testimonies that you have heard there, I just want to explain four important properties of Kangen water.
Yeah.
It is unlike any other water, it is full of antioxidants. What antioxidants do in our bodies? It removes the free radicals. Free radicals are all pollutants that enters the body. They present themselves as positively charged ions on the body. And what they do, they cause what we call oxidative stress. You'll be surprised that both cancer and heart disease contribute 80% of all death in the world, especially in the industrial world. So looking at that 80%, can you imagine? All other deaths are less compared to that. And obviously, it's going to increase. It is estimated that cancer will be, by 2030, it will be killing over 30 million people a year. So what Kangen water does is what we call it stop the oxidative stress. Both cancer and heart disease, they have the similar cause. Most diseases, almost all, except the genetic conditions, almost all start as a result of what we call oxidative stress. And oxidative stress, it simply means a cell is the free radical steals a cell an electron from a cell wall, and that results in a cascade of destruction of the cell, and the cell itself, it becomes a free radicals. So there is a continuous damage of cells in our
Mm.
system. So what Kangen water does, it because it is alkaline and antioxidant, it removes the free radicals. And when you remove the free radicals, the immune system heals itself. So the people have explained, Kangen water did not heal them. What Kangen water has done has removed the free radicals, and the body heals itself. There's no better healer than our own immune system. So that's the benefit of Kangen water. It does help your body to heal itself.
Okay.
It
Wow.
would be best at some stage, guys. I would love to give you a full presentation, you know, of air, so that you can be able to understand far much deeper and better. Because of the time, we couldn't go
Mm-hmm.
deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
so much, doctor. And Spilisile wanted to say something. I don't know if you have anything to share. I can give you 2 minutes. You can unmute yourself.
No, you were looking for people with testimonies, and Imelda was struggling. It
Okay.
was just a testimony, but I wasn't ill or anything, just low energy levels. And just from drinking the water, the difference was amazing. And also, I am so aware when I wake up in the morning, if I don't want to be fully alert and I still want to go to bed, I do not drink the water.
Wow. You
So
know, mm,
just to encourage that it's good for everybody, and you can actually feel the difference even if you've got no ailments. That's what I wanted to share. So I'm still listening. I was introduced to the water by Dr. Moreko a few years ago,
all right.
2020.
Thank you for sharing that too. Figile, you know one thing that I've
Yes.
noticed here. I think
Uh-huh.
there are a lot of professionals that are
I don't
connected
know.
here.
I think I'm in a
Just
noisy place. Did you hear me?
yes, we did. We did.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so
we
much.
All right.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, it was just a quickie and
All
just a
right.
testimony.
Yeah.
Really
Thank you very
amazing
much.
work.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
We really appreciate it. So, Figil, I was just saying, I realized some of the audience members are professionals, and just listening to the line of work, um, isn't Kangen water taking business away from them? Because we don't know what way to consult because our bodies are rejuvenating itself. I mean, our doctor who's a guest here, um, you
You know
too,
what, Nevo?
yeah.
Yes, yes. You mentioning that, I was about to ask Dr. Moreko to say, so, Doc, if you say, he clarified this earlier to say that the water is not actually healing people,
Mm,
but it assists the body to heal itself, the immune system to heal itself.
mm.
But isn't it taking business away to the people who, like doctors? If I'm not
Who
sick, I
studied
can't go to
seven
the
years,
doctor for
even
a
more.
checkup.
Okay,
Uh,
before you answer that question, let's take one from Benina Mkondo. Benina, if you can just 1 minute share your comment, please. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for this amazing talk. I'll be brief, 30 seconds. I just want to add on the amazing testimonies that have been shared already. With me, I will just take on the meaning of Kangen water, which means return to origin. As I started drinking Kangen water and doing a lot of tests in my immune system, and especially on the area of metabolic age, I checked that when I started doing my assessments and correcting my diets, when I balanced the nutrition aspects and then the right water, my immune system was able to go. Its metabolic age is supposed to be it's supposed to be 10 years younger. So it moved from being only 6 years younger to 10 to 15 to 20. Even this week was telling me that I'm 21 years old, yet I'm over 40. So that's just the one thing I thought I should add. So thank you very much. This makes a lot of difference. I'm also a professional. I come from a sports science background, so there's just a whole lot of benefits that one has been gaining from taking Kangen water, because you say also goodbye to the delayed onset muscle soreness after the exercising and all of that. So yeah, the list is endless. So thank you
Benina,
so much.
I'm sure you've added this to your CV that you are 21 but you're over 40.
Well, that Sanita machine just said so. So science has spoken for itself. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think one day I'll have to check how you're doing in your immune system as well, to check your visceral fats and your metabolic age,
Mm,
like your water content, how much water is in your body, because with 70% water, like Dr. Moreko, I'm sure has already alluded, because
mm.
I joined a bit late. But yeah, the machine is also able to tell you all of that information and more.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing that
Thank
testimony.
you.
Doc,
Thank you
over
very
to
much.
you. The question
well,
was,
thank you.
yeah. You remember the question?
Yeah,
Are you not?
yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me leave it there for you.
I, I think it depends because there are many doctors now who have adopted this strategy because before you treat somebody, you know, it is best to detox them first
Mm,
because we know that medication does not remove the cause, it only deals with the symptoms, it suppresses the symptoms.
mm,
And basically, what it means is that you're sick for life. But what we have learned is that the body can heal itself if you give it the right ingredients. And we were always taught that as you grow older, there's nothing you can do. It's something that you have to accept. But the more you learn about science, you start to realize that now the body can produce as its more cells as they do, as long as it is healthy and you provide it with the right ingredients, it will continue to keep you younger. So the idea that it's taking business from doctors, I would urge more doctors to be part of this, because what we did when we introduced to South Africa, we went to doctors first, to doctors organization. Unfortunately, we were disappointed by the response, because we wanted the doctors to be the one who are actually pushing this and sharing these ideas, because what they were going to do, we are going to get we'll be getting a healthier nation and prescribing medicine if it's absolutely necessary. We are not saying you don't need medicine. You still need medicine in some of the conditions. But when you detox the body, it also helps the doctor actually to help people to be healthy.
Wow.
Basically, you were taking away business from the pharmaceutical companies than the doctors.
That's why they were not happy about you. But thank you so
Yeah,
much,
actually,
Dr. Moreko, for
yeah.
sharing that. And thank you to
Thank you.
everyone who shared their testimonies. We really enjoyed hearing that you have found help in water. You know, the expression "water is life" has been given a new meaning to me. And thank you for sharing all of this. Fikile, any closing remarks
You
from you?
know, as we were talking about water, every time I am ill, my dad will refer me to drinking water. You haven't drank water today, just go and drink water. You're not sick,
Mm.
you know. And now somewhat I do believe what he's saying was true. There's an element of truth in that. Hearing from
Professional.
the testimonies today and hearing it from the professionals, I do believe that there is some element of truth in that. And I am gonna start drinking water, and then maybe I will then go to Kangen water, because I wanna look younger too. Hey.
Yeah, you
Not
wanna be
not
one.
sorry, not every water, any water, Fikile. You need to come to the presentation so that
You know what? I heard there's a number of waters. I'll stop
yes.
drinking bottled water, and then now I'll just get used to the drinking of water so that it will be easier for me to actually adapt in drinking Kangen
All
water.
right. Thank you so much, everyone. We've run out of time, and just to let you know, we do have this show every Monday at 6:30. So please join us. We discussing different topics regarding health, mental wellness, and yeah. Today we spoke about water. Who would have thought that we could have a full show about water? Maybe next time we'll talk about sweets. We don't know. Right.
Sweet,
My
it
name
will be that they are not good for you now.
Yes. All right. My name is Nel
Thank you
Morapedi,
very much,
host
Doc,
of
for
NMP
joining
Talk
us.
Show, and my co-host Figilon Kosi. This is how we're signing out, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.